Good morning, good morning. I'm gonna be getting up and doing my normal routine, but I'm a bit lazy today. Waiting for my hair to dry a little bit so I can cover it up because I'm getting shaggy. I'm wearing a new shirt today and it's got my obnoxious tags. We might have to do something with this sooner than later. Not a problem. You're gone. Okay. Wait a little bit for somebody's people to get in here. My chat. Oh, and I always forget to do that. And I wonder why no one's talking to me. But no one's in here yet, so let's sit here and drink some coffee. I'm trying a new creamer. It's not a new creamer, it's a new creamer to me that Dan picked up for me, and I'm not quite sure if I'm a fan. Although I'm sure if he made the coffee for me, it would taste a lot better because I don't know what he does, but he makes the best coffee. Like creamer to coffee ratio, mixing. You should be a barista. I wish it paid more. So, we had a busy weekend. I didn't. Dan did. I was sick most of the weekend with a sinus infection, I'm pretty sure. I've not gone to the doctor and been diagnosed with such, but look at that. You can really see my color's grown out. Look right there. It's gray. It's gray. The more my hair grows out, the more I see my natural color, which I've not seen in many years. And I think, man, I have my mom's hair. Hello, Rocky. How are you? Good morning. Good morning. Is it balls cold in your neck of the woods like it is here? It is currently 5 degrees. It's warmed up 6 degrees because it was -1 when I woke up this morning. It might have been -2. I don't remember. But I'm done with winter. Done. So done. I looked at my long range forecast and I see that towards mid month we are pushing between 45 and 47, which is still kind of cold for this time of year. But at least it's not. I don't even know our wind chill. I don't even want to know. Um, I know that I got up this morning and I always come downstairs, use the downstairs bathroom because um, it's difficult to wake up and pee in a zoo. And Tinker's always right behind me, and the cats live in the bathroom. Not because we make them, it's just their favorite place to be. So, anyway, with that out of the question, I came downstairs, and Dan was soon to follow. And I was in the bathroom, and I'm sure you know from videos that the bathroom door down here is directly across from our back door. And I had not clearly woken up yet. I hadn't even checked my phone or anything. This is how asleep I was. When Dan opened the door to stand on the porch to smoke. And when we do that, we don't necessarily shut the door because it's too cold. And yeah, I was sitting on the pot and the most frigid air came flowing because we got these stupid vented doors on the bathroom. Oh my gosh, I thought I was going to be frozen to the pot. Oh, respect me and let me at least pee and get out of here before you open up the door. Brr. It was cold. And I gotta say, it has not improved much. I mean, really, what's the difference between -2 and 5? Nothing. Anything below 50 sucks. So that was my little wake up call this morning. I woke up quick, that is for sure. I'm not digging this. Oh, I can't even think. Irish vanilla. I don't know, it just tastes weird. I should have had Dan make me a cup first because he's so much better making coffee than I am. So, Rocky, what is your plans today? I hope staying inside because going outside should be against the law today. I hope my husband doesn't have a whole lot of trucks that come in today because that cools off his building real quick when he has to open up the dock door for them trailers back in there. I told him, I've been watching a lot of these trucking videos here lately, and trucks not backing in very well and having issues and all that, and he sees a lot of that because where his dock is in a very awkward place for an 18-wheeler to probably back in. It wasn't well thought out like probably most docks aren't, and yeah, some of them are pretty comical, and I told Dan he needed to start videoing them. I put them up on my channel because they seem to get a lot of traction. Oh, brr. It is so cold. Rocky must have left me because it says I have 0 people. Okay, we gotta do something about this hair before I go on. Before I go on any further, hold please. Alrighty then. Hold on. I bought me a hat because eventually it's going to be summertime, or warmer weather time, I should say, and we're going to have to do away with the warm-headed gear. So, bought me a hat. Sometimes I think it'd be easier just to cut the crap off, but people keep telling me not to do that, so. And my husband, the reason why he tells me not to cut my hair, it will save us money. Then I won't have to go get my hair cut every 3 months. No, I'll just have to use more shampoo and buy hats and whatnot to cover it up. Good morning, Susan. How are you? Sorry I missed your message. Must have been when I was getting my hat. You're the only one here, Susan, so it's just me and you. It is a balmy 5 degrees this morning. Light is obnoxious. Sorry about that. As you can tell over here, look at that. We haven't gotten all the way up there, but look at that. Pretty, pretty, huh? I won't tell you what it is here. Please don't, because, you know, that makes our friendship a little rocky, you know. I'm sure you could probably add another, 60, 70 degrees onto mine and get what yours is. I know a lot of people from Florida and y'all suck, but I love you. I will show you what is currently outside. I'll probably buffer. This is currently outside. Now see, Saturday, you could see ground over there in that vacant lot. And, well, now, as you can see, you can't see anything. White. Nasty, nasty white. Oh. I hope this is not any inkling how our summer is going to go. But you know what? When it's spring, it's going to be so vibrant that we'll probably have to wear sunglasses. Oh, so you know the pain. Hello, piano in 60 seconds. It's raining in London. Well, hello from across the pond. I love my people over in the UK. And it's actually still morning here. You're 6 hours ahead of me, so it's 8:20 here. First thing in the morning, I'm on my first cup of coffee. I believe you are new. I don't recall your name, Piano in 60 Seconds. Can you teach me how to play the piano in 60 seconds? That is a question. My mom could play the organ beautifully. That's actually what the title's about and who's in my thumbnail, this live stream. Something poignant happened 2 years ago, but I kind of want to wait till people get in here. Oh, and I might have seen you in here, but to be honest, unless you come like over and over and over, I tend to forget. Because my memory is like 60 seconds long. But my mom played the organ beautifully. She was, this is so funny. My brother got married in 1986, 7, somewhere in there. And my mom did not like playing the organ in front of people. So we had, and I still have this upstairs. We had a camcorder, and I mean, this thing was gigantic, heavy, but my mom got the tripod and everything for it. So when my brother got married, he got married at our house, actually. The wedding was longer than the marriage, if you know what I mean. But anyway, my mom, before the wedding, sat down and played all the music for the wedding and recorded it. And at the time, my dad had built this wooden thing that the TV sat in, but you could close the door so you couldn't see the TV. Now, you gotta remember, this is mid-80s. And so my mom recorded all this music, and she had it playing on the TV. She had the remotes in her hand, so she had it all planned out where the songs were all in order, and so she'd push play, and then she'd pause, and then she'd push play. Well, I don't know what happened, but she dropped the remote in the middle of the ceremony. And it was during the vow part. And not American Bandstand, but the other one. The one that had like all the like soul music. It was more for African American people. It was always on Saturdays. Gosh, I can't remember what it was called. Anyway, that was on the channel in which you had to have it on VCR4. And she dropped that remote, and that came blaring, because she had speakers and everything. That came blaring over instead of her. And everybody busted up laugh. My mom was mortified. And I said, well, there's a memory you'll never forget. But, yeah, Soul Train was on. Yes, that was what it was called. And it come blaring out of nowhere. Because, my mom had played the music and then paused it. They were in the middle. Daniel, do you take, my brother's name Dan too, do you take, da-da-da, and I was remote slipped, and Soul Train come blaring on. Oh, it was hilarious. I said, Mom, you should have just played. But she was always afraid to play in front of people. She was afraid she'd mess up. And she had that organ forever. I wish I still had it, but at the time she got rid of it, I did not have a place to put it. Now I do, but I don't have it anymore. I don't even know what we do with it. My mom was so good at everything. Oh, I just knocked I can't wait till I can actually use this fly swatter. Seen better days. I think it was my mom's. I'm not quite sure. Maybe I should just throw it away, but it just hangs right up here. You don't have to repaint it. We just put it right back. So, yesterday, I was in most of Saturday, and as you can tell, I'm still pretty swollen. I think I have a sinus infection, but while I was being lazy and laying on the couch feeling like crap, this is what Daniel did. This is all painted, and if any of you remember, we had a little issue up here, and that's all fixed. And we got all the pretties up there. That's all my mom's dishes and stuff. I don't know if you do this in London, but here back in the day, you used to go to the grocery store, and depending on how much money you spent, you got stamps, and you collected these stamps, and then once you had so many stamps, you could go buy different parts of this dish set. And there's actually 2 different ones up there. There's this one right here. It's a more colorful flower design, and then the ones up there is like vegetables, I think. And if my mom knew that I had that and I had it up there as decoration, she'd think I was crazy. Is that what they were called? I know, like IGA, Thrift Place, stuff like that. You go in and they would have a big display of all that. So I remember it clearly. Would have all those dishes there and how many stamps it took to buy them. And then you would collect them, and all right, Piano, it was nice that you dropped by. You would collect them and get your different sets of, I don't think those were the green stamps. I know what you're talking about, Susan, but I think this was different. This was like a promotion thing through the grocery store that our Thriftway, about 4 years ago, did the same thing, but it was crappy dishes, so I didn't bother with that. Hey, Marie. I'm huffing and puffing. Okay, there's a poignant thing I want to point out to you right now. Don't mind the mess in this kitchen, but look at that plug-in right there. We have that trim piece we need to put back on. See, there's nothing in it because the dishwasher is no longer wired using a extension cord. I am so happy for that. Oh no, what's wrong with Bear? Why is my purse in here? My purse is never in the kitchen. Why is my purse in there? I don't know. Oh, he's in good hands if he's at the vet. Yes, Susan, you would not be the smallest thing sometimes. That one extra plug-in is like gold. Because over here in this area, we only have 2 plug-ins on this wall. We live in a house that's 130 years old, so you should know how plug-ins go. And so we have the toaster and the toaster oven over here, and then I come in with my phone, and then I have to unplug something. Now I have 2 outlets, and it's just exciting. You have a doctor's appointment today. I have nothing today, although today is a poignant day for me. That often makes me reflect to see if I made the right decision. Well, they'll find out what's wrong with him. Hopefully it's nothing too bad. We'll be thinking of him. You know, I bought this plastic George thing. You know what I'm talking about. I seen a really cool one that looked like wicker baskets, but it was like $40, and I'm like, I'll paint wicker on myself if I have to. But anyway, I bought that to put on my hand towels and trash bags in here, and we never brought it out of the car. So I guess I won't be doing that today, because I'm not going outside, no. Oh, Marie, that makes my heart hurt. It already hurts today. Hold on. And better news, Marie, look at my shirt. Yes, Marie, I'll keep him in my thoughts. I just watched a video last night going to bed, which is probably the wrong time to be watching it, is how to deal with a sick pet. I'm like, when I seen it, I was like, I don't want to think about that. You know, we've had our issues with our pets. So I started watching it. About 2 seconds in the video, I think I fell asleep because I don't remember nothing about it. So I have no advice for you, Murray. Oh, and right over here, as soon as I fill the dishwasher, I'll show you the beauty that is my new sink. It came with some controversy, though, because we just have this luck about us that nothing can be easy. So I ordered this sink off Amazon. I needed a 4-hole sink, one for each the hot and cold knob, one for the spout, and one for the sprayer. Now, I double, triple, quadruple checked to make sure that I don't know where this bowl came from. Mysterious bowl. Anybody ever have that issue where you have a bowl, you don't know where it came from? Anyway, so I checked over and over and over to make sure I got the 4-hole sink, because you had options. You could get a 3, 4, 5-hole. And I definitely wanted to make sure that I got the 4-hole because we have a sprayer. The whole reason why we went ahead and did the same thing was because my husband was going through the trash at work, and there was a faucet. It was nothing fancy, but there was a faucet. Yes, I did, Marie, and I'll show you here in just a minute when I put the dirty dishes that are sitting in there in the dishwasher. Anyway, so I made sure. Now I'm going to tell you this again. I made sure I ordered a 4-hole. In fact, I went and after I got it, I checked and checked and checked. I ordered a 4-hole sink. Okay, so the sink comes, and Dan takes an extra day of vacation off to install it. So, he would be doing that on a weekday when he could run down to the hardware store 1,000 times, in which he also did, to get parts to fix plumbing, because if anybody's ever dealt with plumbing, that's how that works. And, so he goes to open up the box, and the sink comes out, and it has 3 holes. And Dan looked at it, and I said, I know I ordered 4 holes. So I immediately get on my phone and go to Amazon and check my orders. I was like, oh, good God, Linda, did you screw this up? And nope, I looked, it said 4 holes. So Dan's looking on the box, and it says, you know, the brand of the sink and 4 holes. So everything lined up right except for the actual product. Well, Dan had already taken a day of vacation off to deal with this, put the sink in. We had all the, you know, to rewire everything, put the garbage disposal that's been sitting in the basement forever. Dan's had this garbage disposal. It was something he bought at an auction at work. Sometimes they auction off stuff at work. We probably had it for 5 or 6 years. Sitting on a shelf, many locations. And I was like, I don't want to have to send this all back. You already took 1 day vacation. It wouldn't have been a wasted day, but you know, we were all prepared. So we sat here and we thought about what we were going to do. And it just happened to work out because when the people lived here before, at some point, they had a water softener. And they needed a 5-hole sink, and they only had a 4-hole sink. And so they drilled a hole in the counter to put this like water softener thing. I don't know what it was for. I don't know much about water softeners. I had one growing up, but I didn't pay attention to it. All we know is that water softener don't work, and now we're using the salt out of the water softener to melt the ice outside to get so we can eventually take it out of the house. But right now it's got like 200 pounds of salt in it. So anyway, I'll show you real quick. I'm human. We have dishes in our sink. Okay, so over there. Here's the new sink with the dirty dishes in it. Our new faucet, yes, is cheap, but hey, it was free. It was out of the trash. I had to turn the garbage disposal on and off. So as you see, the sprayer should sit right here. This should be where the other hole was that the box said was there, but it's not. So here is where that thing for the water softener was. So we stuck it there. Because we had no idea how we were going to patch this hole in the countertop. You know, it was probably about a big. Anyway, so it all worked out in the end. It's not necessarily 100% the way it's supposed to be, but it was just easier for us not to have to send things back and yada yada yada. So our sprayer is not where the sprayer is supposed to go, but we made it work. We made it work. I would have really wished they would sent me the right one, and I wrote a review. I'm really good about writing reviews on Amazon. And I wrote the review, I sent pictures and everything about how we got the right box, wrong product. I wasn't fouling it at all. I just spoke the truth and sent the pictures, and then a few hours later, I got an email from Amazon saying they would not accept my review. I was like, well, that's a bunch of horse-hockey crap right there. You only accept reviews that are good? What? Oh, gosh. Timber. So, we got the new sink. We got the garbage disposal. The dishwasher is no longer plugged in by extension cord. Everything is all legit now, so that is great, except that our sprayer is not on the actual sink, but you know. Hello, the sweets, how are you? So now I gotta clean up after the hubby because he just tends to do a project and then walk away because he's ADHD. I swear. He'll start out doing one thing and then 2 minutes later he's doing something else. So I'm doing my dishes and clean up this mess he made by putting everything in. You're snowed in today. Well, we've been snowed in for like 3 months. Not actually in. I'm snowed in because I refuse to go out in it. But yeah, we got about 4 inches of snow on the ground. It is a balmy hot 5 degrees right now. With a wind chill of like negative some degree. I don't know. Good morning, Tina. Good afternoon to you. I know you were across the pond. I am doing great. Doing dishes in my new sink with my new wired dishwasher that until this point was plugged in with an extension cord because whoever lived here before used extension cords for everything. They plugged the air conditioners in with extension cords. Our back porch light, which we've never used, is turned on with an extension cord. Our overhead light on the back porch, these are just things we haven't changed yet, is plugged in with an extension cord. The light in our walk-in closet that we're going to take out because it wasn't originally part of the house is by an extension cord ran through the edge of the wall because they didn't finish the wall. Yeah, everything. And I'm surprised, Susan, that this house didn't burn down. I mean, we all, Dan, he's an electrician by trade, although he doesn't use that certificate. There's a lot of bull crap to become an electrician. You have to like mentor under people, and it's one of those things that you kind of have to know someone to get into it, at least around here. But he actually studied electrician, and he is an electrician, and So we've gone through and we have redone a lot of, well, first of all, the circuit box, when we first moved here, we thought that it was inactive. It was in the shower. Um, in our bathroom, we have a cast iron clawfoot tub, and it has the ring, that goes around it so you can take a shower, all that. Well, on the wall, there was a circuit box full of asbestos too, may I add. And it actually had levers. We still have them from way back. This town was one of the first towns in Kansas to have electricity. So this house probably always had electricity. The room that the bathroom was in might not have always been a bathroom. We're not quite sure. But upon further inspection, after we got in here and started doing stuff, that circuit box was very much alive. In fact, it ran the entire house except for the furnace, the washer and dryer, and the refrigerator. Everything else in this house ran off of that circuit box that was in the shower. So before we even moved in, we had to take care of that. So not only did these people shower right next to a live circuit box, they plugged everything in with ding dang extension cords, even the air conditioner. Oh my, Marie. Will they let you do payments? That's something I gotta do, but it's all snow and cold. My dogs don't do snow and cold. It is, income tax season is always when I go, oh crap, hold on. I gotta put my bills out on the mailbox. Oh, I just remembered. I hope he hasn't came yet. No, he hasn't. Good deal. Hold on, guys. To hold the bills in place. So hold on. I don't even know if I don't have any clothespins anymore. Hold on, guys, don't leave me. Don't leave me, guys. The bargain committee. There's nobody at the door. I'm just trying to get some mail. I know. was a bigger deal than I thought it was going to be. Thank you, Tina. One of the rooms that is fairly finished in our house. I hope so too, Marie, because I don't want to hear anything bad happening. Mine won't shut up. I'm streaming, by the way. I'm having issues this morning. Lots of issues. And I put the bills out. The envelopes went sealed. Then I had to find tape. Then I went out there and the clothespin was broke. So I had to find a clothespin. Look in there by the card table. That is on my to-do list if I get around to it today. Laundry, yay. Because there's no towels in the bathroom upstairs. So that's kind of sucky when you're trying to take a shower. I'm just not digging this creamer. Not at all. All right, Tina, you have a great day. I just suddenly got really hot in here. Did you find? I need washcloths. I'm going to work on it. I'm going to try. I give you all kinds of looks. Oh, I wonder where Triple D is today. I have a mom story. That's the reason for my live stream, kind of. And she always hates to miss those. Two years ago today, I admitted my mom into the nursing home. And since before this day, 2 years ago, I often questioned if I was doing the right thing. Yeah, maybe I'll do a video on it. I'll change the name of this live stream. Yeah, I'll just do a story time. So yeah, this was kind of the beginning to the end with my mom. I had discussed with her, and she's discussed with me, brought it up many times to me, but why did I have to crash? Good grief. But my mom would always say, like, after my dad died, you know, I get bad enough, just throw me in the nursing home. And we come from a long, long line of healthcare workers. My mom knew exactly the nursing home business. She worked in it. She retired being a home health aide. She worked in assisted living before that. And off and on my entire life, she worked in nursing homes. My grandma worked in a nursing home. My two sisters worked in a nursing home. My sister-in-law, my grandma, my great aunt. I mean, nursing homes are very familiar to us. And when I approached her with it, when she was in the hospital, I'd say she was in the hospital a week before I put her in the nursing home. And in that week, I had evaluated what was going on in her life and what I'd found at her house that she wasn't taken care of and was kind of weird, and where I was kind of like, okay, maybe mom's not as healthy as I thought. I really thought, it was so hard for me going to tell her this. I I went in and I said, you know how we always talked about going to the nursing home, Mom? I said, I think it's time. I said, at least until you get stronger. Because I moved here for her. We could have moved anywhere we wanted. Kayla was in her senior year of high school. As long as we were close so she could get to school, we could have moved to any town around here. But I moved here because of her. And we liked the house. And the house fit, so I could eventually move her in. The plan was to move her in. Everybody knows my story about that. Then she, I don't even remember. She started having panic attacks. I don't know why she was having these panic attacks. But, God, Casper. Casper's up there playing. It sounds like he's going to fly through the door. I brought the subject up to her while she was in the hospital. And she was like, no, I want to live with you, which was something she was always adamant. I mean, that was our plan. But kind of in hindsight, she was adamant she didn't want to do. She didn't want to intrude on me and Dad and our family life and all that, even though we had discussed. And I said, well, I think you need to go to the nursing home to get stronger, to go home until I get the house situated so you can come live with me. And so after about 2 hours of talking, she decided that would be a great idea. And she went to the nursing home on skilled care, which, stop it, which is kind of like an extension of being in the hospital. She couldn't leave. So she never even got to see this house, but because I didn't get her out in wintertime. And it was just getting nice when she went to the nursing home, and then she was on skilled. And when you're on skilled care, that's where the nursing home gets paid 100% by Medicare. And so she couldn't leave. So my mom never seen this house. But anyway, today was the day I admitted her 2 years ago into the nursing home. And like I said, my mom knew about nursing home life. In fact, she had worked in the nursing home that I ended up admitting her to. And at first, it was a nice, smooth transition. I made her room look as much like her living room at home in her bedroom as I could. She had a private room because all the rooms in this nursing home, they used to be doubles, but since it's so low, they're all private now. So she had this great big room, and I had her chair in there. I bought her a new TV, her bed. She wasn't in a hospital bed. She was in her actual bed. All of her pictures were up on the wall. In the first week or two, I really thought things were going smooth, and then everything went downhill. And as many of you know, she passed away in May. And so I often think about this day, and did I speed up the process by making her more depressed by putting her in the nursing home? Should I have worked harder to get her in here? A lot of what ifs, but there's nothing, all I can do is ponder on it. I'll never have answers. I'll never know if what I did is the right thing. So, it's kind of like, did me going to Ohio for my birthday that year, which I left on April 19th, I think, and came back on the 25th of April, and then she died May 11th. I wonder, did that throw her in a tailspin? It's a lot of just what ifs. What if I did bring her here, but I couldn't get her here because she couldn't go up and down the steps. We hadn't built a ramp, and I couldn't send her back home because I don't know. So today is one of them days where I just I remember it like it was yesterday, but I don't always necessarily think I did the right thing. Yeah, but she never got better, and she never came home. And I don't know if me saying that she needed to go to the nursing home was her thinking I gave up on her. I don't know. I think about that a lot. But that wasn't my intentions. I just wanted her to not have to worry about fixing meals and cleaning her house, because we'd went through a slew of housekeepers, and either they wouldn't show up or they stole from her, or they did an inadequate job, and I was right here. You know, that was the whole plan. You know, I was going to be here to help her out until I could get her moved here, but, you know, we got the keys to this house in November, and I put her in the nursing home in March. And I had been going over there quite a bit, but, you know, we were so busy with this house and trying to get it ready for her that I really didn't have time to be over there constantly like she thought it was going to be. So, you know, I don't know. I just don't know. But it, yeah, I don't know. There's no changing it. I can't go back in time and change anything. I can't. It is what it is. But I do think about it a lot. A lot. Okay, guys, hold on. I gotta find a container to put all of Dan's miscellaneous crap in. Well, I only had 37 coffee cans. Where'd they all go? No, I didn't. Well, this might be a problem. I must find a container of some sorts. This looks like it will work. I don't know why Kayla brought home a empty styrofoam, but I'm going to put it to work. Because Dan has all these, I don't know what all this crap is, but it doesn't belong on my counter. So that is my thoughts for today. There's a lot of things in the span of November to May of that year, November 2016 to May 2017, or actually October. I don't know if I did right, but if I did or didn't, I just hope Mom knew I was trying. Which I know she did. So, that's that, I guess. My coffee's cold and I don't like this creamer. That's my complaint for the day. Yeah, Marie, but I think her COPD had advanced to the point that I don't think she understood that. We did talk a lot. She still had all of her faculties about things. I never really wanted to talk about it because I was like, no, I don't want to think about you getting worse or perhaps leaving me or any of those things. So I always tried to blow it off, but I did pay attention to her when she did want to talk about it. And, I don't know. It's just difficult. You always question everything. At least I do. You know. Seems like I always screw up decisions, so. But, it is what it is, I guess. My coffee is... did you hear me? I almost threw this cup through this counter. Oh, Marie, thank you, but my mom would have probably agreed with you back in the, you know, when she was still alive, but back in the day when I was younger, she probably would disagree with you, depending on the day. I'd like to think of it that way, but, you know, it's still, how can I make this creamer taste better? It tastes like hazelnut hazelnut to me, and it's not hazelnut. Did I get duped? Did I get duped the house? Where's my other creamer? That's hazelnut. That's hazelnut. Well, we're good on the hazelnut front. Gosh, I thought he said he got me a different kind. I guess I was imagining things. Oh, I know why this. He got me this sugar-free. That's probably why it tastes funny. Some sugar-free things taste really good and others do not. I'd say this creamer is one of those weird ones. I have sugar-free ice cream. It's not bad. It really is not bad. Sadly, it's only vanilla. It's really not bad. These cookies right here are awesome. They're also sugar-free. And there's some chocolate covered grahams that are amazing. We call them Satan's cookies because they're so good. But our Walmart. I love you too, Susan. I hope you have a good doctor's appointment. The Walmart that bleached my clothes was Walmart we went to the other day. And some of you guys live in bigger cities than me, so maybe you can answer this question because, you know, I don't get out much. But this Walmart to bleach my clothes is over at hello, and all of Donna Shaw. How are you? This Walmart is remodeling, and they're taking out all the cash registers. You're only going to have like 3, which is no big deal. Walmart only has like 3 open at a given time anyway, because they're all going to self-checkout, and I hate self-checkout. If I'm just running in there for a gallon of milk or something, it's not bad, but, you know, when you got a whole cart full of stuff, I'd rather somebody, you know, I already walked all over Walmart, and you should pay me for having to do your job, you know? Anyway, I was looking for my sugar-free stuff, and they are not restocking because they're remodeling. So these sugar-free cookies were the only ones they had. They didn't have the Satan cookies, as we call them. But those are good, Marie. So if you ever go to Walmart, those are amazing cookies right there. And then the chocolate covered grahams, they're really good. Yes, we do. I was just talking about that, Donna, because 2 years ago today, I put my mom in a nursing home. And I often question if she was ready to go, if it was the right decision, all that. But, you know, I don't know why I question all that, because she's now gone and there's nothing I'll ever be able to do to change anything. But, you know, sometimes I get into my head a little too much. Put a little bit more creamer in there. It doesn't taste as bad. But I think it's a sugar-free aspect. But we'll see if my blood sugars are better at noon with the sugar-free. But for some reason, my blood sugars have been high normal. And before, it was like either sky high or I'm about to go into coma. One of those. So they're thinking about putting me on an insulin pump. And I've done some research, and I don't know if I'm ready to go that route yet or not. I have till April to decide. I email my doctor back and forth and talk about my blood sugars with her, my endocrinologist, and she told me Thursday that my options were to contact her about an insulin pump or go to KU Med Center, which is in Kansas City, and I don't want to drive in Kansas City, to get a second opinion. And, you know, diabetes is one of those diseases that's been around forever, and I don't think that any other endocrinologist can tell me anything different than what this one is. You know, it's a pretty cutting. It's not like a strange form of cancer or something that I'm dealing with. So I don't think I need a second opinion. Well, Donna, I actually was a nurse aide for many years. I was a nurse aide, a medication aide, and restorative aide. And I worked in a nursing home. In fact, I worked in the nursing home. I ended up putting my mom in. My mom worked in that nursing home. And, we bought this house, and she was going to help us get it. I don't know if you know the story of the house or not, but she was going to help us get it all put back together because it had been abandoned for 7 years, and I was going to bring her home and take care of her. But we moved here in November. Well, we bought the house in November 16, moved here the day before Christmas Eve of 2016, and she died May 11th, 2017. So I didn't quite have the time to get that all done. And had she died before that, we probably may not have bought this house. I don't know. I don't regret buying this house at all. I don't regret living where I'm living at all. And I'm just saying that for the most part, the reason why we're here is because of my mom. And then we were here 3 or 4 months and then she was gone. So it is what it is. Thank you, Donna. We're trying. Right now we're under construction from outside to the bathroom over there. If it ever warms up and if it ever quits snowing, which I'm beginning to think it's never, spring's just never going to get here. We have a little porch we're going to put on the back porch because right now it's just steps. And you have to go up the steps, open the door, go back down the steps, and then go up the steps, go in the door. And they're at the wrong angle because whoever put them there didn't put them in right and just kind of slapped them together. So, we got that going on, and then we're going to completely redo the back porch, make it more insulated and whatnot. And then this room, we've already started. It's all painted. And actually, we were going to stain this weekend, but we didn't get around to it. Got to restain this. But we got, oh, he never took down the painter's tape. Oops. We got this part of that done. We just got to do that part over there. And then put in the new floor, and then we're getting that bathroom back there. So, he's diabetic. Well, that's not too bad. I mean, it's, let me start over, Marie. I'm sorry he's diabetic, but I'm glad because that is something that can be managed. My neighbors had a dog that was diabetic, and they dealt fine with it. Although it ended up passing away like a year after, but that dog had lots of issues, not just being diabetic. Isn't this room so pretty now? I cannot wait to get a real door on my bathroom. That'd be amazing because that door is terrible. Yes, that is an easy thing. Donna, I've been fighting this for 2 years now. If I told you the amount of medication I'm on and I eat right and I still can't get my blood sugars right, you'd probably be floored. I take 1,000 milligrams of metformin twice a day, in the morning and at night. I take 25/5 of Glyzambi, which is a new diabetic med that has 2 diabetes medicines in it. I take that in the morning. I take 85 units of Novolog with every meal, with a correction of 1 unit per carb that I eat. And then I take 160 units of Tresiba, which is a long-acting insulin, and I'm still not... I can keep my blood sugars for the most part. I think I've had like 3 that was over 200 in the last month. But for the most part, I'm still like on the high side. I have an app that I use that can kind of estimate your A1C. It was 9.1 when I went to the hospital or went to the doctor last time. I've been keeping it around 7.9, 8.2. According to this app, my A1C should be 7.2, so I have made progress, but it's not progress that I like. Good morning, Kimberly. How are you? The hardest part about for me is that the carbs is what really hangs you up. And you know, you're only supposed to have, 30 grams of carbs a day, and everything has carbs in it. Everything. Oh my, that is not good. I think my highest A1C was 10.7. My highest blood sugar was 634. I don't remember going to the hospital that day, but you drink all your carbs. That's not good, Kimberly. I've noticed, like, I pay attention to what I eat and log what I eat. I have so many apps on my phone. You know, I have my Fitbit app to keep me active, so I keep track of that. And I have Fitness Pal, I think it's called, to track what I eat and all that. Then my blood sugar app. Then I have my not smoking app, which I haven't messed with because between taking everything I want to eat away and everything else, I can't quit smoking. There's only so much Linda can do at one time. So I try to keep track of everything, but they say some diabetics just have a really difficult time. And see, my pancreas works sometimes, sputters sometimes, or don't work at all. And so it's kind of hard to figure out when it wants to work. It's so hard to stop stuff, Kimberly. Just like I said, quit smoking. I mean, I quit sweets. That was hard. I quit a lot of carbs. That was hard. Now you want me to quit smoking, and I got to do all this other stuff. There's only so much I can handle. Well, that's good, Kimberly. There's a lot of workouts. A friend of mine, Miss Daily Showers, used to, I don't know whatever happened to her YouTube channel. I haven't seen her. But there's a lot of things you can do from your chair, you know, to help work out. I have fibromyalgia, so I can't do anything strenuous. I mean, I can't do jumping jacks and stuff like that because my knees are shot. So thanks to my profession that I worked in, my knees and my back are shot, especially my right knee. Yep, I take that. That's exactly what I'm on. And then I'm on this Glyxambi, which is 2 diabetic oral medications in one. And then I'm on a crap ton of insulin. And they thought that when you're, back in the day, you know, you used to drop your insulin in a regular needle, you know, and all that. Well, now they have these flex pens, and they thought that the needle was too short because Thursday I gave myself a shot, and I've been doing this for 2 years. So, you know, I poke myself and I'm pushing down the little button. I'm not paying attention, and I looked down, and it was like a blister. All that insulin was forming underneath the skin, and it wasn't going in. And I'm like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do. So I called my endocrinologist, and they thought that maybe all this time the insulin wasn't getting into the right tissues because my needles were too short. So, the needles are not, it's not that long, but you look at it, you're like, oh. But, yes, everything affects your blood sugar, Donna. Stress is a big one. Eating the wrong things is a big one. Not drinking enough water is one. YouTube knocked me. Sorry. Crashed my app. Like right now, I'll do that. Usually I drink my coffee, and like I'll drink a couple sips of my coffee, and I'll take a couple chugs of water. I haven't done that this morning. That's because your blood sugars are high. When I get up in the morning, before I take my blood sugar, and I'm dying of thirst, and if I drink like a water or a cup of coffee and it don't go away, I haven't checked my blood sugar yet. I know when I check it, it's going to be sky high. When I first became diabetic, that was a big sign that I was diabetic, but I just wasn't paying attention to it. I remember it was summertime. It was probably in June, I think it was. And the day that I remember more than anything was my friend's family and my family. We went to the Amelia Earhart Festival, which I live streamed this year. Big fireworks show and carnival and stuff. And I remember it was really hot that day. And, but I just couldn't. I was so thirsty and I wanted something ice cold. And, I probably spent, they jack prices up on everything and things like that. But I probably spent $30 that day just trying to quench my thirst. And no matter what I did, I was so thirsty. I could not quench this thirst. And then, it was like 3 days later, I think, that somehow I ended up at the hospital. I drove, I don't remember it, and my blood sugar was like 635, 645, something like that. So, when I told the doctor that, he said, yeah, that's probably, I hope you don't have to go on insulin, but if you do, it's not that bad. I just hope you have insurance. What am I gonna get out? I have what I call my orange insulin. That's my Novolog, and I have. Well, yeah, I'll get it out. I should do a video about this actually. I always thought I was going to, and then I never did. I have this insulin. This is Novolog. This is your insulin that's been around since the dawn of time. No matter how many of these I get, the prescription for this is $4,200. This one is my long-acting one, and this one is $1,300 a month. The little needle tops that go on top of those, so you can actually poke yourself, which you're supposed to change every time, but I don't. I change it, put a new one on when I get a new pen, because those are $65 a box for like 50 of them. My strips to test my blood sugar is $42 for 50 of them, and I test 5 times a day. So, yeah. Yeah, I don't know about where you live, but I live right on I live in Kansas, but I live right on the border of Kansas and Missouri. And my endocrinologist actually is in Missouri. And I don't know if Kansas has this, probably not, because Kansas just wants to gouge you for everything. But Missouri has certain pharmacies that have diabetic care plans that make it very inexpensive for you. So I don't know if you have any of those. Fortunately, metformin is a drug that's been around forever, and I don't think it's very expensive. But I haven't really paid attention to that one. I know my Glyxambi is $600 a month. I don't know how much the metformin is. And then to eat healthy is not cheap. So, everybody wonders why we have all these diabetic and obesity issues. It's because it's cheaper to buy junk food than it is to buy healthy food. I'm actually, 10 years ago, February, I filed for disability because I had a whole bunch of Genuva. Yeah, that is in my my Glyzambi. That is one of the medications in that, I do believe. Something with a J. But I filed for disability, and this is what is so crazy. I actually worked long enough and put in enough Social Security points to actually draw Social Security. So I'm not on any kind of like, nobody's paying me to survive, in other words. I'm drawing my own money. But the screwed up thing about that was because I was young, and not close to like Medicare age at all, I had to wait 2 years to get Medicare. So they deemed me disabled, but I had no insurance. I couldn't get like Medicaid because one, Kansas is the worst state in the world when it comes to health insurance, or anything to do with it. Because my husband worked, I couldn't get Medicaid. And the lady actually told me that if I wanted help to either get a divorce or get pregnant, those are my two options. I said, well, you know what? My kids are almost grown. That's not going to happen. And I'm not going to divorce my husband because you have stupid laws that make no sense. So I went 2 years without insurance. After they deemed me disabled, I went $265,000 in debt. Because back then you could get some services without having to pay up front. But we're talking 10 years ago. I had to file bankruptcy on it. That doesn't embarrass me at all. My husband was at first, and then I don't know if any of you filed for bankruptcy or not, but you go in there and you're sitting, everybody's business. It's like an open court thing. And we go in there and there's like 8 different people in there, and they're all like payday loans and car loans and Rent-A-Center, all that kind of stuff. I said, I'm sitting here with debt that I didn't, like those people intentionally went out and got that debt. They intentionally went out and bought a car. They intentionally went out and bought furniture. They intentionally got a loan from payday loan that is just, I don't even think it should be ethical or legal to have those in business. But all them people chose their debt. I didn't choose my debt. I didn't choose to be sick. And I didn't choose the option of not having insurance. The reason why I didn't have insurance is because where I worked in a nursing home, they had the worst insurance that I think they could possibly find to offer us. And if I got insurance on me, I'd be working for insurance. I was on my husband's insurance, but about a year before I got sick, their insurance decided that if your spouse could get insurance through their employment, that your spouse had to get insurance through their employment before their insurance would cover you. So I got stuck in a loophole with no insurance. And I had my information doxed about my bankruptcy, and I just really don't care. Because, I didn't choose that debt for myself, so may I add that it's amazing to wash dishes in the sink. Small things in life. But now I have Medicare, and I still have to pay. I don't get everything for free. Medicare pays 80% of everything, but that 20% of everything adds up pretty quick. Sorry, I'm washing dishes. Pizza pans. I hate them. I think we had this discussion before about my cookie and pizza pans. A lot of them are my mom's, and so they've been around for a hot minute. And so you're like washing them and you're like, it'd be so nice if YouTube would quit crashing. Anyway, I have these cookie sheets and you're like looking at them, you don't know if they're actually clean or not because they're just so old. And well used. I'm tripping over something. Skylar's dragging her blanket all over the house. I don't know what her deal is today. Man, over the weekend, I think I had a sinus infection. I was feeling rough. Oh, I'm feeling better today. I have a little bit of a headache, but not like I did over the weekend. And probably none of you all know anything about this, but I just laid in my chair and there's this guy called The Rewired Soul. I don't know if anybody has seen him in your recommendations or anything. But he's an ex-addict who, because his mom's a psychiatrist, thinks he can give out mental health advice. And I spent the weekend watching his career crash and burn because he's a jerk. There's just some things I don't understand why YouTube lets go on. And he's a big YouTuber too, like 100,000 people, subs. Oh, Marie, if you're still here, this stainless steel sink is so nice. Oh. I'm so glad not to have that stupid white sink anymore. Even if this one did come screwed up, and not the one we ordered, I'm still ecstatic nonetheless. Walk around in circles. Anybody see my shirt? Is that not epic? This is one of my favorite words in the world. Shenanigans and tomfoolery. Two of my favorite things to do. I have a whole bunch of Starbucks coffee in there my daughter bought. I can't eat it or drink it. She actually bought them for me, but I'm going to be good and not drink them. Or at least I'm going to try. We'll see how long that lasts. This coffee fuels my soul. To file bankruptcy, what we had to do was, because we froze our bank account, but then they had to give me X amount of money because you can't garnish from Social Security, and they had waited for Dan's check to go in the bank so they could freeze our bank account. And even though they did that, we went directly to a lawyer, and he worked with us, so we were able to file the bankruptcy because we had to do something. All of our money was in the bank, and they froze it. We couldn't do anything. We had maybe $300 that we could access at the time that they hadn't froze, either in cash or on my girl's Social Security card or that. So we found some really good lawyers that worked with us about it. So that's what we had to do. And that is why to this day, my husband and I both have different bank accounts, and we keep no extra money in the bank. Because it really sucks when you go to use your debit card and they say denied when you know you have money in the bank. And you have checks bouncing because you just paid bills. Yeah, that'll never happen to me again. Never. it looks like it's such a pretty day outside, but it's not. It's so deceiving. I mean, besides that, it's just white. Everything is white, covered in snow. So what's everybody up to on this Monday? Anything interesting? Anybody want to help me fold laundry? I'm going to move this couch because ever since this couch came back here, it's been a giant laundry basket. I'm actually going to put my YouTube space right here, so that will be my backdrop because the bathroom will have a regular door on it. It just, the weather has to straighten up so we can go get it. We're taking it out of my friend's house that she's tearing down. It's also where we're getting our hardwood floor. But she put her cabin in front of her house, and so there was all kinds of excavating done last fall. And so trying to get, you can't back a truck up to her house. It's a little bit of a trek, regardless where you park. And it's real sketchy because it's all icy and snowy right now. Even try to get back there, and then if it melts, it's going to turn into a big mud pit. So I'm not sure when we will be able to start getting our floor, and we're hoping not this weekend but the next weekend, like around St. Patrick's Day. It's supposed to be close to the 50s, so they say. Here comes my orange and fuzzy broken butt. Skya Sue, what you doing? Are you trying to find your heat? You're trying to find your heat. There's a heat. Excuse the mess, but I see her little nose peeking out right there, but there's a heat vent right there, and we put a little bath mat down so her and Tinker can sit in front of the heat vent. Her little space heater. We have a little space heater, you know, one of those $20 jobbies you buy at Walmart. I've had it for probably a year. And we put it in the living room, and then she lays in front of it to stay warm because she can't get up on furniture or anything. And we go to turn it on this morning, and it won't turn on. And we try, and it won't turn on. And I noticed over the weekend, it has a thermostat on it, and it kept like trying to turn on, but then it would shut off. So we're pretty sure it shot craps. That's the second one this winter that shot craps. My one out here on the porch shot craps too. So buying those cheapo space heaters just isn't worth your money. So now Skyla has to sit in front of the heat vent. I'll show you here in a minute. It's so cute. Excuse the floor I'm about ready to show you because it's where we cut up the original floor to see what was underneath it, and found out that there was not hardwood floor under this part. Here is Skyla. Oh, and Tinker. Won't she move so you can get into the heat, huh? She won't move so you can get to the heat. You have to share the heat. See how she sits? She sits really funny because she has that nerve damage. And there's Tinker. She's like, screw you, you're not getting my heat. Is this her being mean? Is this her being mean? Tinker wouldn't be mean, no. So that's where they lay. The only heat vent they can really get to. The others are all blocked by a table, TV. Okay. Oh, it says I have 7 people in here, but no one spoke in 10 minutes. That's really weird. YouTube's probably messing with me. I'm probably sitting here talking to myself. But since that might be the case, I'm going to plug the charger in. I'm going to use the little ladies' room because that's what this diabetes pill does, is make me have to pee all the time. Okay, I am back. I don't know. YouTube, are you messing with me? Do I actually have people in my room or not? I don't know. Is there anybody here? I don't know. I don't know. You don't know? Okay, now it says I have 8 people. Hello, Carolyn! I was beginning to wonder if YouTube was messing with me. It says I have 8 people, and nobody had said anything for like 15 minutes. I was like, okay. YouTube, what are you doing? What are you doing to me? You know, it's funny, the trash can is right by this island. And nobody can take the motion like this and throw stuff in the trash. I don't know if anybody's in here, Carolyn. I really don't. I bought these. I'll never eat them, but I thought they were so cool because I like unicorns. Look at that. And I love strawberry, but I can't have them. So I want one of my kids to try them, and they won't. I just don't know if they're good or not. Oh, there's Murray. I didn't think anybody was here. I was beginning to think I was talking to myself. Which I do a lot anyway, but... You know, I could be like all excited and wash dishes in my new sink, but no, I'll use the dishwasher that's wired right now. That is so nice to have no like plug in, no extension cord coming up through the wall. Now we just have to find that trim piece, you know, it wouldn't go in there right because of the cord. And they even cut a little notch in it. I'll show you. Right here, and then the other piece butted up to it. But they didn't drill the hole big enough for the extension cord. They rigged so bad. Anyway, we lost that trim piece. We put it somewhere. I don't know where. You know, it's kind of like this morning. I know I bought shampoo, a certain kind of shampoo, because I'm allergic to a lot of things. I know I bought it. Bought it Thursday. I remember buying it because I sat there and debated over 2 different kinds for a while. And I know we brought it home. I don't know where it went. So I'm still looking for a sack that must have got put somewhere. Anybody ever have that happen? You know you bought something, but you don't know what you did with it? Oh, my Murray. At least he's healthy. I mean, at least you know what's wrong with him and you brought him home. That is a plus. Hold on a minute. I gotta change all the counters. I've forgotten to do that. We don't want to look at February no more. You have to give them to them every day, or how does that work? I know my neighbor's dog was diabetic, but I didn't. They were kind of weird. She was kind of like crazy, and he was a pervert, so I didn't. They were an older couple. I tried to stay away. That's not too bad. I hope it's not expensive. Woo! Oh my gosh, having this deep sink is amazing. I just put a whole skillet in it and it fit. Oh my goodness. Human insulin is expensive, so I don't know about dogs. I know that me and Skylar are both on the antibiotic at the same time, and it happened to be the same one. And I know hers was a lot cheaper than mine. I was like, well, I'm just going to start going to the vet then. No, Carolyn. Nope. Nope, not. Unless when I seen an ad running. Nope. I never know who's monetized and who's not because I have YouTube Red, so I don't see ads ever. But as far as I know, YouTube still hates me, so it's all good. I wouldn't make no money anyway. What, $2 a month or something like that? So I'm kind of irritated because I did what YouTube asked. I got my 1,000 subscribers and my 4,000 well, I got like 10,000 hours of watch time now, but and they are holding up their end of the deal, so it's all good. I mean, I can still get on here and talk to my friends and hang out and do it for free, and if they don't want to pay me, then I guess they don't have to pay me. If I had Super Chat, I wouldn't use it because YouTube takes a portion of that anyway, so watching a cast iron skillet, that's always fun. So it would be awesome if I did get monetized, but it doesn't bother me that I'm not, and I don't obsess on it, so I'm just working on making videos and streaming and Lori Faith for the day. I have a lot of cool places we're going to go when the weather warms up. If that ever happens, I'm not sure if it will. And that's just... if people like seeing the cool places we go, they can donate to my PayPal to help me keep doing it. If not, then not. I don't really matter either way. This cast iron skillet does not want to come clean. Should have soaked it last night, but I didn't. I didn't do it because I was being a bum last night. Hold on, I have to take those tools somewhere else. Anybody else do that? You're cleaning a room and there's like oddball crap. You just move it to the next room, and then you go to the next room, still don't know what to do with it, so you move it to the next room. It's kind of how I feel with Dan's tools. I don't know where to put them. He needs like a heavy-duty tote or something that... Well, we had one, and he took it to the basement and I brought it back. Okay, back to this cast iron skillet. Man, come on, Dawn, dude. I am so impatient when it comes to washing dishes. I'm not one of those people that can, like, walk off and let something soak. And that's probably what I need to do with this right here. But nobody's got time for that. There. Nope. Man, I gotta go find me a little box or something so I can send my silverware Triple D. But when it's only 5 degrees outside, you don't really want to go out and do anything. And that is if my car will even start, because it's the only car we haven't replaced the battery in. And the other day when we went to leave, because we don't drive it very often, it didn't want to start. The battery was dead. So we go to town, we were going to buy a new battery, but we forgot. Oh, have fun, Donna. What time is it? 10 till 10. Let's look and see if the mailman comes. And I'll know if the mailman. This is easy because you just look to see if there's footprints in the snow, and there's not. And either they're late or I put them bills where he could see them. Oh, how frustrating. Because one time I put the bills out here and I found them. Okay, the mailman hasn't. But, because they got stuff on their mailbox. Okay. I have 30 to 50 something subscribers. I have like 10,000 hours of watch time. I was up for monetization April 23rd of last year. And July 3rd, they sent me an email and said that I needed to go into further review. And somebody in Verdict Squad's chat told me about a video in May. It was a live stream that was questionable. And I immediately knew what live stream it was. It was during a thunderstorm, and Kayla's phone, she had it open to Facebook, and a video started playing that asked a not so great question. You know how Facebook, the video is just, you're watching one video and you stop, the next video comes on. And so I deleted that live stream. I tweeted them, and tweeted them, and tweeted them. And all they say is they're taking their time to really review channels. I know people in our community right now that are monetized that talk about things a lot worse than I do. And I don't know. I don't really care either way. It's fun for me, so like I said, the money, small YouTubers like us ain't gonna make anything. And even if you had a super chat button, they take, what, 30% of it or something like that? Focus. And so I wouldn't even enable the super chat button anyway, because I'm I'm not going to give them any profit. People want to donate money to me, I have a PayPal, they can go find it. Other than that, I don't really care. Oh boy, I'm right there right now. That is a subject I am literally dealing with right at this very moment in time. My oldest daughter will be 21 in September, or my youngest daughter, and at the end of this year, she will graduate with her associates. Is that right? I think so. From community college, and then she's moving about an hour away to go to school at a university and be closer to her boyfriend. I'm kind of angry at her right now. We're not really speaking. So that's making it easier right now. It's a little bit easier to let go when they have an attitude. You can literally hear my dog snoring. Can you hear her? It just looks disgusting outside. All the snow. I'm so tired of looking at snow. My oldest will be 23 in May. And then Kayla, my youngest one, will be 21 in September. Kayla and I have some issues we gotta deal with. We used to be really close, and now we just don't see eye to eye about anything. And so I just don't agree with some of the decisions she's making, but you know, that's her life, not mine, so I grew up in a really dysfunctional family. I mean, when my dad was dying, and my dad died for like 6 weeks, it was a long time. I seen nieces and nephews that I didn't even know I had never met, and they were like in high school. Because, you know, nobody wanted anything to do with my dad until they knew he was dying. Everybody thought my dad was full of money, and he was not. And so, of course, they were all going to be there to try to, oh, boo-hoo, boo-hoo. But a lot of them I have not seen since. And, it doesn't really upset me any. I took my nephew and his family in a year ago in September. And they crapped all over me. I mean, they took the biggest stump on me that anyone could ever do. They disrespected me. They stole from me. And I had to kick them out. And yeah, my sister was here, and all my sister does is lie. So the rest of them I have not seen in. Well, one brother and one sister are gone. There's 10 of us. I only talk to one of my siblings, and I don't talk to him a whole lot because he's just busy. He works for the county, and so with all this snow and crap, you know, he hasn't had time to do anything, and he lives about 100 miles away. So hi, I was just thinking of you, Abacus. How are you? I'm going to tell you a funny story about how I was thinking of you just the other day. I was like, that girl, her name had something to do with math. I can't remember. And I sat there forever trying to think of your name. And thank you. He's been gone. My dad died April 1st, 2007. So he's been gone a bit. My mom and dad died almost exactly 10 years apart, actually. How have you been? That's so funny. I was just thinking about you. That happens a lot. I'll be thinking about somebody, and a lot of times, you meet so many people on YouTube. I have a memory that's about 60 seconds long, so, um, yeah, I talked about that a lot, because my dad had cirrhosis of the liver because he got hepatitis when he was just a kid. He got hit by a car and he had to have a blood transfusion. That's before they checked blood. And it was like a 6-week long process. And I told my mom I never wanted to go through that again. I said, I don't know what is harder, sitting and watching somebody go or it's suddenly happening. And when my mom passed away, it was a lot quicker than my dad, but it still was like a sit and watch and wait. My sister, when she passed away, it was real sudden, and I don't think it's easy no matter what. I don't. But sadly, and I was talking to somebody the other day about this. I've had so many deaths in the last 3 years that it's becoming a new normal. I just. Donna, that's kind of how my youngest is. Yeah, there was issues that happened a couple years ago. Me and my husband kind of separated for a minute, short minute, 3 weeks. My mother-in-law had passed away, and my mom was getting sick, and there were so many things that, and I knew it was hard for Dan, it was his own mom, but my father-in-law kind of turned on me after she passed away, and there was just a bunch of crap that went on, and Kayla can't let go of that, and I don't know. We just see things very differently. We used to be really close, and we're just not anymore. That may change, I don't know. I don't know. Only time will tell. Let's see if I can find any more dishes to wash. Dan forgot to put the leftovers away. I need a container. Isn't it funny? You go look for a container and either it's too small or way too big. There's never the right size of container for what you are needing. Where's Triple D today, guys? I'm about to put an all points out bulletin for her. I hate Bixby. What did that say? I guess I don't know, I'll never know. Some kind of notification came up on my phone and I exited out of it too quick. So, I I don't know how many was here for my little story about this. I have to buy, I can't buy shoes at Walmart because they don't sell my size unless I want to buy men's shoes, and sometimes I want to be girly, you know. So I got on Amazon and I was looking for a pair of slides. My feet, I have a lot of neuropathy in my feet from both my fibro and my diabetes, and slides just work better for me. And my slides from last summer I'd had for, one pair I've had for about 6 years, and the other pair I've had for probably 5. And they kind of ran their course. And so I got on there and I found some Under Armour slides that for most people would be $32, but in my size they were only $13.10. So I ordered a pair and got them, and I really liked them, so I thought, okay, I'm going back and I'm going to get some more of these. And so I got 2 more pair. I put in my Amazon cart. I forgot to check out. I do that a lot. And I got an email saying price change on one of the pairs. They were the same pair but different colors. And I went and looked, and it was a mistake that they weren't supposed to be that price. And I hurried up and bought the other pair before I changed it. So I just got the notification saying that they'd be delivered. I wear a size 12 in women. So sometimes I can find shoes at Walmart, flip-flops. I can never find actual shoes. If I have to buy tennis shoes, I have to go to the shoe store. They have an excellent shoe store here too, where you sit down and they measure your foot and they bring out all these shoes that'll fit your feet the best. I always wore Nikes, but I have to special order my Nikes now because my feet keep getting bigger. Because your feet get bigger as you grow older. So, anyway, I spend a lot of money on shoes. That's why I only have like, I got 2 pairs of tennis shoes, and I'm going to throw those other slides away. 1 pair, crap shoes, in case I have to do something crappy. So I only have like 4 or 5 pairs of shoes, and for most women that's not a lot. Beauty One Talk t-shirts, man, I got probably over 100 of them. One more pan to wash. Is this it? Oh, this is another one that's going to have to do that soaking thing that I have no patience for. Lori said good morning. Why didn't she come see me? Fitbit challenges. Twitter. God, I get so many Twitter notifications. They said my shoes were delivered. But... Yeah, I'll show you. I don't know. Most Under Armour stuff's expensive. And these are the shoes that I got. I put them back in the bag. So yeah, they got the memory foam in them. And I gotta take good care of my feet. I don't need them chopping them off. Well, they delivered it to the wrong house, because as you see out here, nobody has been to my house. See that chair? I picked it up and moved it back over there and set it up 15,000 times. I'm done. It's sitting there until spring. I think I was talking about that on my last live stream about how many times I've went out. I was talking to Erica's Wacky World about it. How many times I've went out there and I've put all my porch stuff where it belongs, just to turn around and find out that it's all blown over by my door again. I really need to stain this. That was another one of my my to-do list for today, but I don't think it's going to get done. In fact, I know it's not. Because I think I'm going to wait until it's a nicer day, because that stain is pretty potent and I don't want no headache, and I would like to open up a window while I do it. So it might be a bit before I do that. So, what else can we speak about? Isn't that pretty? So pretty. I can't wait till we do that one. I gotta go through all that crap up there. There's cake pans up there. I don't bake cakes. Holly Hobby from like when I was 5. They were my mom's. My mom could bake. My mom was talented. I have a coffee grinder that I'm gonna grind pecans in. I have a sandwich maker. I have a meat slicer that's older than I am. Popcorn popper that I never use. I don't want to get rid of it. I'm such a hoarder. Such a hoarder. And thank you, Marie. I think we did the right choice by painting them brown. I need to find something to put in my shelf right there. I don't have anything. It's kind of like a little small slots. I need to put something in there. And I need to scrape the paint off of those bricks because Dan decided to paint them. And after he painted them, we didn't like them. So now I gotta scrub the paint off the bricks. Thank you, Donna. It was green. I don't know if you remember that. Green. That's kind of funny because a year ago today, we were actually working on this room. We were going to replace the floor and we were painting it green. And this window over here, it was going to be green with yellow trim. And that window right there spent almost 2 years being half the color they had it painted and half yellow. That's where we stopped when my mom got sick and died. So now we have come back to finish it. And after we get this room done, the bathroom done, the porch done, and the porch built, we are going to start on the dining room and living room, where we're going to take the ceilings are falling down because they just put a drop ceiling in and didn't take the plaster down. Now the plaster's falling. And we're going to open up the other staircase. So by the time we get to those, it'll probably be next winter, probably. And I'm not really looking forward to that. The dining room will be easy, but the living room, I don't know. That's gonna be as bad as much of an inconvenience as the kitchen was, but it's all great when it's all done. And this year I'm putting in flower beds out if spring ever comes. Now, I don't know if spring's ever going to come, but I'm going to put flower beds out front. And Cab 7 said to make sure to make videos on that because he really likes that, so that's awesome. And I'm going to plant some sunflowers because that's one thing we have in common. He loves sunflowers and I'm from the Sunflower State, so I have a whole bunch of video ideas. I just have to wait till there's no snow on the ground. I'm so tired of snow. So tired. Why are we not focusing? You're supposed to do that on St. Patrick's Day, Marie. Here, we'd have to have you'd have to scoop the snow. Well, the snow may be gone by then. The ground's still going to be frozen, so I don't think anybody will be planting potatoes this year. Not on time, anyway. I already I can see into the future. April, May, go into the gas station. There's going to be a whole bunch of old farmers in there. And they're all going to be crabbing and moaning and bitching and whining. They can't get in their fields because it's going to be too muddy. I can already see it. Nothing better than homegrown potatoes. Oh, I love homegrown potatoes. We had a garden at our other house. We had a lot of property with our other house, which was one reason why Dan liked this house, was because this house didn't have a lot of property and he didn't have to mow. He can mow this in probably like 20 minutes. At our other house, it was like a whole day project between mowing and weed eating, because I had a lot of flower beds and different things. And we owned like 6 lots, so we had a lot of property. And I had a garden, and I miss my fresh tomatoes and peppers and okra. We grew okra, so I love fried okra. Oh, probably my favorite vegetable. And but here we just clothesline. Man, I miss my clothesline. I think I'm gonna look on Amazon and get one of those like square ones, because we don't have a lot of room. But sometimes I just like to hang things outside. Like I had this blanket that's on my bed that will not dry. It's a big white fluffy blanket, king size, and even with a gas dryer that dries like tomorrow, it takes forever for it to dry. And I so want a clothesline. So I'm gonna have to, but our whole backyard is nothing but parking lot. You know, we have 3 cars and a truck and a trailer, which I don't know why we have that trailer. We should probably sell it. We don't use it. Right now it's just sitting there holding stuff that needs to go to the dump. But we should have went earlier because they raised the fees to use it. I don't have to pay more. In the other county I lived in, you could go to the dump for free. But not here. And they look at your tag or plate or whatever when you go. And for the first year that we were here, I tried to get by like keeping our other county plates, but we bought a card, and when I went to tag it, they were like, oh, you have X amount of other cards, it's not tagged properly. I was like, oh, we need that Atchison County tag so we can go to the dump. You know, that's when we were really doing a lot of like tearing out of stuff for the house. But, oh well. I was going to eventually have to do it anyway, so. I remember that day so well because they changed our plates. But certain counties, if you did, they didn't change them unless you buy a new car. So the car that my husband drove, that plate had been on it for 12 years. And me and Kayla was driving the car at the time. Me and Kayla spent like 2 hours trying to get that plate off that car so we could put the new one on. You have a good day, Donna. Thanks for stopping by. Okay. Got that done. Cereal away. That's trash. That's trash. That's trash. There's 7 people in here. Only 2 people are talking. That's weird. How much coffee do I got left? Do I got enough for another cup? Perhaps. My last cup of coffee for the day. my brain quit working there for a minute. Why did I open up the refrigerator? I don't remember what I was doing. Why did I open up the refrigerator? I don't know. How's the mug? How many carbs does this have? Only 1 gram of carb. We'll see how my blood sugar is after I drink this and see if this is better for me than my hazelnut. That's what I've been doing, is trying to figure out which things are the best things to eat. Huh. A whole bunch of people just left. That's weird. Huh. Wonder why people are lurking. Believing things on YouTube, I believe what I want to believe, and I make my own decisions based off of that, so that's all I got to say about that. I believe things with facts, and when I see the facts, I go from there. This coffee is cold. Cold, cold, cold. I'm not drinking anyway. Okay, time to shine up this pretty sink. That is really weird. All of a sudden, I had a bunch of people in here, and then one person leaves, and I have a whole bunch of people leave. That is interesting. That is interesting. Hold on, guys. I'm shining up the sink so I can show you how amazing it is, and it's not crappy and white with a bunch of scratches all over it. I mean, these things are so deep you could almost take a bath in them. Really bathe a toddler in one. Oh, it's so amazing. Okay. Kind of sucks that my sprayer isn't on the sink like it should be, but it works. And I'm dry her all off. Marie, you can see her beauty here in just a second. I'm gonna have to work on the backsplash stand. Got caulking on it. Okay, Marie, shining up really pretty. Dan got it all installed, you know, before we ever like used it, and he's like, "Now the sink is too pretty for the house." I was like, "Don't say that." Give it time. The sink will match the house. Okay. No, it is still in the house that we have to get it from. It has to warm up and not be muddy or snowy for us to get it. Hey, Jessica girl, how are you? Big hugs to you. What is my... Okay, I'm gonna have this. Okay, guys, here it is. Voila. Isn't it gorgeous? And look, garbage disposal. Woo. See, the sprayer's over there, but that's okay. We made it work. So wonderful. So wonderful. Okay. That goes here. Yes, I'm so... And my dishwasher is wired in and not by an extension cord. So that's amazing. I mean, the faucet's kind of generic, but hey, the other one sucked, and this one was free. So. The basins are so deep. Oh, how I miss, I had a really deep sink in my other house, and I didn't realize how much I missed the deepness of the basins until I just washed dishes in this one. When the whole skillet fit in it. Yeah, very nice. Yeah, I think when I start pulling floor, I'll live stream that. That should be fun. I have pulled up many a floor in my time, so give me my crowbar and I'll go at it. So how are you, just a girl? It's been a hot minute since I got to talk to you. I don't have your scarf on today because I bought this hat and I'm wearing it. As you can see, I'm getting really shaggy. Yeah, it's starting to look really bad. Really bad. Oh, another cool thing is, I'm sure this one will do it, give it time, but my other faucet, and turn on the water, just like sprayed in every direction. This one has a nice even flow. Okay. My water back in here. Grab another. No, don't. But grab another water. Oh, are you still getting snow too? Ugh. We had these boys come by every time it snows, and it's free will donation. But last time they came by yesterday, I didn't have no cash, so I didn't get scooped. Let's go check on the mail situation, because ever since the wind blew one day and I found a bill like laying on my porch, I get nervous about them not picking up the mail. Nope. Looks like she hasn't even come down our street because my neighbor has bills on her mailbox too, and odd, they're usually here by now. It looks like they avoided a whole dang block. Rude. You know what? Just a girl. Spring will be here one day. I don't know when, but one day. One day. I have faith. I keep stepping on this blanket that Skyla's dragging around. Should throw it back in the living room. So I keep thinking, what am I stepping on? Soft and smushy. It's a blanket. Oh, we haven't even, no, not here. Even if they did, I don't know if we could see it. Because there has literally been, right before it snowed Saturday, I was out here and I looked over in the vacant lot next door. I was like, I see the ground. there was nothing spring-like about seeing the ground, but I saw the ground. But Mother Nature said, hold on, let me fix that. And we got 5 more inches. So, and it is currently like some dumb degree. Hold on, let me see what the temperature is. Hi, Sky Sue. It is a sweltering, balmy 12 degrees. And I need to go out to my car. And I don't have boots. And we don't have to shovel here, so we don't. So, maybe I won't do that project. I'll ask Dan when he gets home to grab it. There's a 3-drawer thing that I bought at Walmart, so I could put it in the kitchen, put all my kitchen linens in, because I don't have nowhere to put them. They were in the dressers that I sold, so who was that one kid, Marie? Do you remember? He was in my Cry's room a lot, and he was all about flowers and plants and stuff. And he raised some kind of little animal. What was his name? Last spring, he's having me go outside so he could identify all the flowers and stuff that was in our yard. I think he raised chinchillas or something. I don't remember his name. But I'm ready to plant flowers. I think I'm on a lilac bush. Because we always, everywhere I've always lived, we've had a lilac bush. And there isn't one here. And I love the smell of lilac. So I'm going to plant one of those. And then I think I'm going to buy a few knockout rose bushes. Because they're easy to maintain. And I already have a whole bunch of hostas that grow out in front that are very healthy and grow really well. So I don't want to mess with them too much. I want to get some hanging plants, but the winds get so crazy here. No, my luck, I'd hang up, like, I'd get a geranium or something, hang it up, and it would end up in the neighbor's yard the next day. The hostas here, I had some at the other house, and I know that they do well, like, in a shaded area. And I had one that, like, did really well, and it really took off. Well, then we had that softball-sized hail. It just killed it. And, but the ones here, even Dan trampling all over them when we redid the porch, they still came back. When the other town we lived in, I don't really know the backstory. I might have at one time, but I don't remember it now. They had a festival, I don't know if they still do or not, in June, called War of the Roses. And I think it's because the township we were in is Rose Valley. But they had everybody that wanted to participate plant a whole bunch of roses, and then they do this festival. They, drive around, you can judge the flowers and whatever. So I had a whole bunch of those knockout roses at the other house. And I really liked them. I think I only had one that died. The rest of them, like, really took off. So, and I kind of miss having my roses. The one that, I don't have luck with the yellow ones. The other roses I have good luck with. And then we had a rambling rose bush that we went out to Dan's grandparents' house, which has been abandoned for probably 35 years. And we dug it up, and everybody told me it wouldn't grow, and it did, and it took off like crazy. I wonder if they let me go back over there and dig it up and bring it over here, because I know who owned their property. Yep, I think I'm just gonna go buy a whole bunch of stuff that I can plant, and then I don't have to really do a lot with it. Come back every year. Then I'll probably plant some marigolds. Those are my favorite flowers. They were my grandma's. My grandma I own. They were her favorite flowers. So I'll probably put some of them somewhere. But I'm planning on making the house look lived in. Yes, I don't have any daffodils or tulips or anything like that here. Or irises. We had a lot of irises at our other house. My coffee is ice cold. I'm tired and I don't want to work anymore. But that is not an option. Quitting is not an option. You know, it was really funny. I don't know how this happened. But we did not have one single tulip in our yard at our other house. Not in all the lots we had. And we, put in the new double wide trailer. And that next year, when we were getting ready to, it was springtime, things were popping up. We had this random tulip in our front yard. Right in the middle of the front yard. Just one. It just sprung up out of nowhere. I was like, well, it came up every year, that one little tulip. So we made like a little, limestone is very plentiful here. And when we tore down our house that we were living in before we bought the trailer, the whole foundation was limestone. So a lot of our flower beds, the borders were made out of limestone. So I just took a little limestone, made a little garden around that one little tulip. I did not know that. You know what's weird? Speaking of squirrels, is I lived in this town before we moved here. That was 100 people on a good day, if you counted maybe the cats and dogs. Very rural. A lot of the houses were spaced far apart because houses had been, torn down and stuff. And I would see deer. I had the fox that would come up on my back deck every morning like you want a coffee. But you really didn't see wildlife. Here, we had the raccoon that lived under my neighbor's porch over here. We have a fox. I don't know if it's the same one that followed us, but we have a fox. But the weirdest thing is there are squirrels everywhere. And I don't remember, and my girls were the same way, I don't remember our other house seeing squirrels. Ever. But we have a ton of them here. And rabbits. Oh my gosh, the rabbits. They're like taking over. In fact, last year we had 2 rabbits. We always saw them. And we pulled up in the driveway one day and I'm like, why is there a little tunnel dug underneath our shed? It's also the same area where we found the pot plants growing. Anyway, the couple of rabbits that we saw had made their little home underneath our shed out back. And so we just let them be. I mean, I'm not going to mess with their home. Then Dan, this winter, went and filled it in, so they'll probably dig it back, though. But yeah, last summer, right there had been a lean-to, and it had fallen down. And so the first summer we were here, we didn't get to that. We had too many things to do. And so last summer, one day, Dan went out there, and it was a big piece of tin with like a 2x4 frame that had just fallen off the back of the shed because they didn't build anything right in this house. And it was like overgrown with weeds and stuff, so Dan took the weed eater out there and he started like plowing down the little trees and stuff. And all of a sudden he was like, what in the world? So he came and yelled at me, and I went out there, and sure enough, not Kansas ditchweed. I mean, we're famous for our ditchweed. You can't smoke it. It'll give you a headache. But this wasn't Kansas ditchweed. This was the real stuff. Be real stuff. I think there's a live stream, that's probably why I'm not monetized. There's a live stream of me going out and I'm like, what can we find in our backyard? So, we'll have to see this year if our pot plants come back. It's not legal here. I did call the, what do you call it, the noxious weed department. They told us what to spray them with, so we'll see. Like, I don't want to get charged with growing the weed. I don't feel like going to jail. What is on the stove? No, I don't need to turn on the... So, this spring, I'll go out there and we will check the conditions of the weed. So, obvious at some point, someone with a weed habit lived here and liked to spend time behind the shed, or that's where they threw their seeds. Maybe that's what the lean-to was there for. I don't know. You know, it's really weird. In this town, it's like 1,700 people. Everybody knows everybody. Everybody knows everybody's business. Everybody knows everything. But I really can't get a rundown on the history of this house. And for as long as it's been here, you'd think I can only find people that know of one family who lived here. Other than that, we don't know who ever lived here. So it's really weird. I do not know what's on the stove, but my God. It's not coming off. Man, now I'm talking about spring. I'm so excited. I just want to go outside and sit on my porch. Oh, a good old thunderstorm. Oh, I'm tired of winter. Winter's just been relentless this year, and I'm over it. I'm sure most of us feel that way. We've had a very unseasonable winter for here in Kansas. I mean, it's not normal for us to get this much snow. And it's not normal for it to be 12 degrees on the 4th of March either. I told Dan the other day, I said, time changes on the 10th. He said, oh great, longer daytime hours to watch it snow. I said, yeah, that's pretty much what it looks like. Hey, Cool to the Touch, how are you? Okay, I must sit down for this one because I'm tired of standing. I've stood for 2.5 hours. 2 years ago today, that is my mom in that picture. She's with her therapist that she absolutely could not stand. 2 years ago today, I had to make the decision to put my mom in a nursing home. And it's a decision that's kind of haunted me ever since I did it. I don't know if I made the right decision then. I don't know. It's just a lot of like, had I not talked her into going to the nursing home, would she have been around longer? By me putting her in the nursing home, did it speed up the process? You know, did she get to skip up? That's all right, Cool to the Touch. My anniversary is actually June 25th, and I will be married 21 years. But there's just a lot of, I wonder if I did the right thing. And there's, you know, I don't know why I concentrate on it, because there's nothing that I can change about it. Your birthday's on the 25th? Awesome. My birthday is April 23rd. So I'm the next birthday in the house, followed by my daughter, whose birthday is in May, and then our anniversary. Yeah, cool to the touch. It was kind of I don't know if you remember back in the day. I used to tell the story all the time. We bought this house. Um, well, we had to buy a house because we foreclosed on our other one. And that's another story. But I bought this house because it's just minutes away from my mom, and she'd been falling, and it would take me like 20 minutes to get to her. And so I would have to drive, 16 miles round trip, no biggie, but, I'd have to drive so far to come do anything with her. And so when we decided to buy a house, I said, I'm going to buy it where mom is. And then we saw this house, I'm like, I can put mom here, and I can take care of her because I actually was a CNA, CMA, CRA, and a nursing home, so I know how to take care of people. And when we moved here, she was not in a state where I even thought that a nursing home was even going to be in the future. And that was December 2016. And March 4th of 2017, I was making the decision to admit her to the nursing home. And she actually was admitted 2 years ago today and then died 2 months later. But yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I took care of my mom. In my family, there's my dad's kids, my mom's kids, me, my brother was given up for adoption. Real confusing. I was the only one. My mom's other son is a worthless piece of crap, wouldn't help me at all. So I solely was responsible for taking care of my mom. I took care of my grandma in the nursing home because they put her in the nursing home where I work because that's where she wanted to go. Um, I can take care of people I'm not related to really well, but taking care of people that, like, when my mom went to the nursing home, I worked in a nursing home for 17 years. I should know all this stuff. But then when it comes to your mom, it's completely different. You know what? I did not have two newborns at the same time, cool to the touch. Um, I did have my girls kind of close together. Well, not really. Probably average. They're 2.5 years apart. Um, but yeah, it is very difficult. Um, Especially my mom, she had COPD, and the lack of oxygen made her a little goofy in the head, and um, trying to try to make sense with a relative versus somebody you don't know, like when you work in a nursing home, is so different. Um, but yeah, that's what that picture was taken. My mom went into the nursing home after being in the hospital on skilled care through Medicare. And originally it was just for her to get better, but probably 2 weeks into it, I went in and they said that they canceled her skilled care because she wasn't being cooperative. My mom was telling me she was being cooperative, the nursing home said she wasn't, and then it was just downhill from there. So I wonder sometimes, not that it matters. I mean, I can't go back and change anything, but by putting her in the nursing home because she was in the hospital. She had pneumonia, a slight case of pneumonia, but she was in the hospital for a little bit before she went to the nursing home. And I went to her house and I was noticing that she was like hoarding food and just weird things. And I guess this is where I feel guilty. I had just moved here and I wanted to get this house done to the point where I could move her in so bad that I did not have time to take care of her the way that I wanted to take care of her, so I thought the nursing home was the best bet. So in a way, I feel guilty that I put her in the nursing home because it was kind of because I didn't have time to take care of her. Because I wanted to get the house done so she could move in here. A lot of like guilt and not knowing if you did the right thing. It's really hard. It's just really hard. You've been changing diapers for over a decade? Mm-mm. It's kind of funny. I told my doctor when I had Kayla that I wanted my tube side. And I don't know if this is like a all over the United States thing or just a Kansas thing, but um, they won't tie your tubes here unless you're um, under the age of 25 with lots of kids or 25. And I was 21 when I had Kayla. And I told the doctor I was not going to have any more. And guess what? I never had any more. They wouldn't do it. How many kids do you have, Cool to the Touch? Will you hand me my water? I think it's sitting by the dishwasher. I had to play with the new sink, so I cleaned the kitchen for you.
Play with the new sink?
Yeah, I had to play with the new sink. And the sprayer and the dishwasher being, well, I haven't started the dishwasher yet, but...
Well, I've used the dishwasher like a few times since Dad's hooked it up. It's not,
it works.
It works. It doesn't take up a plug-in space, that's all.
Well, that plug-in space is valuable.
I need it for the toaster.
That is right, Cool to the Touch. And I think it's still burdening me. Sorry, I'm trying to...
Did you move the toaster?
No, Dad must have. I haven't cleaned off the counter to put it back. Come on.
Not only is the toaster there, but it's plugged in over there. So I was like, is that what...
Say hello.
Is that where the toaster's just going to be from now on?
I don't know. I don't know. I have no answers. What are you doing? Tinker. Tinker. What are you doing? I don't want a bath. No, I don't want a bath. No. Tinker being silly girl. What are you doing? You're silly. There's a disturbance in the kitchen. You look so adorable. Are you saying hello to the people? Huh? Are you saying hello? Hello? Oh, you stop. Stop. Tinker being silly girl. Hey Dale, how are you? Good morning.
Just let me pet you.
No, she's being weirdo today.
Just let me pet you.
She's being weird.
You like pets. Don't pretend you don't like pets.
Stop.
I walked away, so now she has no one to kiss.
She's a kissing fool. Are you a kissing fool? Huh? Oh my gosh, Dale. Oh my gosh. That's what the title of this video is about. Thank you for stopping by, Abacus. Thank you so much. I've missed you.
Are these leftovers for you?
No, I'll make a sandwich. 2 years ago today, Dale, I put my mom in a nursing home, and I've always questioned if I did the right thing. No, this is Tinker Stink, Marie. This is Tinker. Orange and Fuzzy Broken Butt is going to the kitchen because somebody's making food. And food may be dropped, and Skyla has to be there. She's she's waddling on in there. So Dale, big hugs to you. I'm so sorry that you had to do that. I've been there. Say hello, Marie. Hello, Marie. I give doggy kisses to Bear. You're so silly.
Are you talking about how silly your puppo is?
Yeah, how silly my puppy is.
It's a puppo.
She's so neglected and abused. Okay, cool to the touch. Is that the mail?
Probably. I'll check in a second.
Well, I heard noise, but I don't see. Why is...
Maybe?
What am I hearing?
I don't know. Whoever it is, you're...
That would be the mail lady today. Killers over there. Oh, that's not good, Dale. But I'm glad that she's adjusting well. My mom somewhat had all of her faculties when I put her in the nursing home somewhat. And for the most part, while she was there, I think she did good. At night, she would get real panicky, and she would demand them to call me. And I'd have to go over there, and then she would settle down and go to sleep. But, hold on, I'm looking to see what she's bringing, because I'm supposed to have a package, but they said it was delivered. Said it was delivered. Oh, she's picking up all of her cat toys. Casper throws all of his toys down the stairs and they fall through the crack of the door. I see something green. I see something green. That's a weird color for an envelope. There was no package?
I see one. Stop it.
This isn't even... The guy who used to live here, he's getting his final notice from the National Rifle Association.
From the what?
National Rifle.
Huh. Well, there's some insight in it.
Okay, guys, I'm going to have to end this stream because my daughter just got an important piece of mail that I need to call her about. So, well, I did. Bye, guys. I'll try to come back on later.